Hello and welcome to the Boneyard Bonfire. With a little bit of watching of the last recording and everything, I do apologize. You can hear me kind of breathing. That's a whole thing of I have a couple fans running in the background since it's that part of the year where, like, it was 50 degrees in the morning, got to around 3 o'clock, hit 75. Now it's about midnight and it's still hanging out around 70-ish. It's a bit muggy. Like, it's hit fall, but summer's trying to hold on to all its capabilities.
Keep it up, boys!
I know, this is mine now. Great. Sucker him in
Hey,
the
man,
mirrors and drain his soul dry.
I'm in this car and you think I have money?
I don't carry a purse when I go to the gym.
You're only making it harder on your...
You don't have to do this. The airbag's working. This is awful.
What? I ain't no fool.
You got great on.
You went in the car. This ain't working.
How about I give you a free fitness order?
That's assault.
That's cool. Canvas the area. We're bringing them in.
They're causing a lot of damage for
Don't do this. I used to live in St.
only
Louis.
$500.
I'm authorized to use lethal force.
All units respond. We have a visual.
People like you?
Didn't you grab a rich present for a challenge?
Oh, come on. I hate that shit, where it's like, oh, 1 or 2 seconds. Whoops, they got away. Well, same place.
Everybody who can...
But yeah, I gotta reiterate again, just in case. Like, I'm doing the thing I do where I usually record, back to back 2-3 episodes, just because, get my recording schedule and all that. Get a week's worth of uploads in one go.
Oh, great.
Only because, I gotta figure out my schedule, power, yada yada, heating, while cooling more than anything. But in any case, I gotta reiterate that by no means am I a medical professional, and if you, while my advice should not be followed, or at least it should not be in any way, shape, or form a standard of medical procedures, and you should not do the medical procedures upon yourself that I have stated. That by medical professionals, they would in fact state that my methods would be adequate in keeping a person alive.
I got the passenger manifest.
Thanks.
I'm not Shondi, so I had to, do actual work to get that.
What, you bribed someone?
Why you gotta be an asshole? Akuji bought every first-class seat on the plane. Looks like he's traveling with friends.
That'll make killing him a lot more interesting.
Well, if you want to welcome him to America, you better hurry. His plane's gonna land soon.
Oh, and those who might have noticed, I got what was it?
How's Gat doing?
Retribution
He's been
of
stabbed.
the.
He's seen better days.
It's
If that
retribution
was
of
me,
the
that
nerds.
asshole wouldn't have got away.
Yeah, sure you would.
Yeah. Hey!
Like, and I've given them the signature.
What the hell are we listening to?
That was my music.
Too bad it sucked.
When you run the Saints, you can listen to whatever the hell you want. But right now, I'm in charge of the radio.
Why you gotta be like that?
I don't even.
Retribution of the Nerds. It's a play on the Revenge of the Nerds, which, don't get me wrong, it isn't a half-bad movie series. They made 3 or 4 of them. I gotta double check.
What is wrong with you?
But the whole point was that it's like, I think it was a robot chicken did make it, joke sketch where it's like, we hereby, or you sit in this court accused of like 25 different charges of breaking and entering, like peeping, like it's like this bunch of different legal laws and all that, to where it's like they did in fact break into the female dorms and plant a bunch of video cameras. So by all means, that is like the highest order of illegal. But they were considered champions because
Akuji's gonna have a lot of security, so be ready.
like, sure, it's illegal and bad and everything, but it's like, it was the mid-80s. Like, it was just,
I didn't do anything.
like, there were only, there was no internet porn, there was no, like, you got,
Someone must have tipped them off. Akuji didn't get off the plane.
I just got promoted.
like, the whole thing was that it's like, you had the Sears catalog. For the most part, that was it. Like, you
Get
had
away!
Playboy and I believe
better follow him.
Hustler.
Stillwater belongs to us.
My horoscope said it was.
You like what you see, ladies?
But it's this whole thing
Put some
of like,
spinners on this bitch and it'd be alright. We gotta get one of these for the hideout.
it was a whole thing of to where, like every, well, not every, but it was a whole thing of like, the idea was, oh, every teenage boy imagines being invisible and sneaking into the female locker rooms.
That was Akuji's flight.
Deal with this.
I'm telling you, he was supposed to be on that plane.
Now, don't worry about it. You can't hide forever.
Ronan, fight with honor until you start losing.
But yeah, it was like the whole. Oh,
正吾さんです。奴と話をすることはない。Hello?
What happened, Unity?
What happened is that you left your father to die.
I didn't ask for your opinion, Unity. What happened?
I went to the airport to safeguard Okuji-san's arrival. Once I saw the leader of the Saints making a move towards the terminal, I made my way to the plane so I could evacuate your father. His entourage willingly gave their lives to ensure his safety.
Let me speak to him.
No.
What?
Your father made it quite clear he doesn't wish to speak to you. Anything you have to say to him will go through me.
You ungrateful little...
Sayonara.
But yeah, the whole thing with Revenge of the Nerds was, it was a whole thing of, you had
I'd love to work in
the, like, you had the university separated between, you know, the academics that, like, they got in there from a scholarship type deal. Or, not a scholarship per se. Well, a scholarship that was more based on grades versus the jocks who got a scholarship based on, like, oh, who can throw a football the farthest, or who can run the fastest, like that type of shit. Like, I'm not saying it's bad and everything, I'm just saying it's like, there's a clear divide between, like, you know, the thought processes. Like, each is just as dedicated to their particular skill sets, but it was more of, like, it was hard coded back then that it's like, jocks have this one college, like, or whatever.
None of my kids ever call me. Oh,
Well,
this takes me back.
Today's been pretty quiet so far. That makes me nervous.
you know what? You saw that, and you did nothing. That's on you. But in any case, it was a whole divide and everything. So, the, then you had the cheerleaders and everything. So, the whole point of it was that it's like, the nerds joined, like, first, you had to get a, fraternity. Which they did. The Lambda, I believe it was. Which allows you to then get into the fraternity games, to where it's, and then, like, the winners get crowned king, president, whatever. Just essentially, their fraternity becomes the apex of the campus, so, like, they get specialized privileges, meaning that it's like, oh, you guys want to drink on campus? You can do that. You want to have an orgy in your fraternity? You can do that. We don't care, type deal. But essentially, like, the whole point of the thing was that using, like, not undermined it, but, like, the same tactics that they would use, just, you know, a little up, more ramped up, to where it's like, I believe the one was who can sell pies, or whatever, and it was a whole thing of, because they spied on the girls, they could use those photos in the pie tins, and be like, people would buy those tins and everything, because they could look and be like, ooh, it's this girl, like, right over there, type deal. It was the whole, my angel was centerfold, but, you know, my goddess, the next door neighbor. But in any case, originally the jocks had the original whole thing of they're working with the cheerleaders, the sorority, whatever, and they were like, oh, buy the pie, get a kiss. So here, buy the pie, get a nude photo. then it was a whole thing of there was a belching contest where I feel the one like they didn't really cheat, they just outsmarted, kind of like the drunk tricycle ride where I don't know why they did, but they had the one Asian character, well, Oriental, again, as I've said before, to where for some reason, like, I'm not being racist, but there is, like, statistic-wise, a fair amount of Oriental men, and I think women as well, but not as large a percentage, lack, like, they have a gene that makes it so they don't produce that enzyme that adequately allows them to break down and metabolize alcohol. So I don't get why they had that guy who might have that gene as the one that was doing the drunk tricycle. Because while they did give him pills that were essentially concentrated enzyme so that he metabolized the alcohol better and quicker, like he was already at a more disadvantage. So like all the pills did was give him an equal, like maybe a slightly higher, but essentially, I don't know, it might have been against the rules. Kind of like you can't have steroids because it did boost his performance. Like it was a substance that boosted his performance. Like it was kind of a cheat, but like as far as I knew, it's like the only advantage the jocks had was that they've been drinking more years, so they have a better tolerance, I guess. Like it wasn't really that much like it wasn't an unfair, unnatural advantage. Like it does feel like ultimately they kind of did cheat, but they also didn't. It's kind of one of those.
Stop the sale of placenta on Chinatown! Stop the Stillwater Shark Patrol! Stop the spread of placentophagy! Fight the corporate enslavement of Stillwater! Stop Altor! After birth has
Okay then. I don't know what the heck this thing is.
After
As an
Coogee touched down
aquarium.
stateside, he decided he was going to reopen the Ronin's gambling operations. We don't got to worry about the cops being on our ass for busting up their operation this time. That casino was hidden in the basement of the Marshall Winslow Rec Center. One of my boys has been staking the place out. He'll tell you how to get to the casino. Once you're inside, you should have no problem tearing that place up.
The casino's downstairs, boss.
Oh, the Sharks was that's what Saints Row Sharks. That is the animal mascot of this particular town.
Who did that think was gonna happen, eh?
If I ever spoon!
Who's awesome? Oh yeah, that would be me.
then I haven't seen number 2 for a few years, but I believe it was a whole thing of to where, like, they weren't, like, because, like, it was a multi, like, it was a multi-college deal where it's, like, multiple different, like, they had, like, other universities had the same situation to where it's, like, they had the fraternity games and such, and, like, every year, the jocks would always win. Like, that was the whole thing. So this, the first year that another, like, that the nerds won, they got treated like shit, and were like, there's no way you guys could have won and everything. So it's like, they were treated second rate, where it's like, normally, when, like, the whole thing is organized, they, like, there's a singular, fraternity, or whatever, was the main organizer or something. So it's like, they figured out, oh, this is the hotel you guys are staying at, or this is the floor you guys get, and all that. And here, lo and behold, it's like, what is this? Like, what's this fraternity? We don't know this fraternity. Where's this fraternity that we knew last year that's all jocks like us? So what occurred was, like, they didn't even set up like, they didn't even set up a hotel rooms. So, like, they had to go and find their own. Sorry, excuse me. I had to stifle a small sneeze there. But, they had to find their own hotel, which they did, but it was like a kind of like low luck type hotel. And like the wait, and it's a whole thing of like, oh, we can't pay for these rooms because we don't have this kind of money. We're college students. We, like, our rooms were supposed to already be figured out for us because that was like what we were told by the other fraternities, like, yada yada. Like, they just fucked us over because we're nerds, like that type of shit. So I believe the whole thing was, it was agreed that it's like, oh, if you get us more business, you can stay here. And for some, like, I don't know why, but essentially the name of the hotel, or maybe it was a motel, but essentially, the name, or whatever, it's like they had set up for the lights, like they had big old neon lights or whatever, but for the name or whatever, but all the letters, because of how the circuits are all set up and everything, depending on how, like, which pins or, like, how the timing is or whatever, but they had set up so that the lettering would flash on and off at certain intervals, to where it would say, where it would be Hot MILFs, then it would go name of the hotel, Hot MILFs, motel, Hot MILFs, then the name of the whole hotel, which I got no clue offhand. Like, I can't remember, it's been years.
All I'm saying is that we don't know how long Gad is gonna be laid out.
And you're willing to make a noble sacrifice and take his place?
Someone's gotta step up.
Trust me, Cat will be up and running in no time.
And if he's not?
Then we have bigger problems. Sup?
How badly do you want the man who hurt Johnny Gat?
Who is this?
Junichi will be at Kanto tonight. This is our chance for revenge.
Our chance? Who the fuck are you?
Where you going?
I'm taking out the son of a bitch that killed Aisha.
You could really tell that this is 15 years ago because a price a can of like a can of veggies is 69 cents versus like $1, and a 20-ounce bottle of Smirnoff is only $4.11. Nowadays it's like $8 depending on what state you're in, but it's like alcohol, like everything has, like the cost of living has gone up. Like 1990 minimum wage was $4, cost of living was $6, so it was manageable if you got a good job and everything. Then here 2020 cost of
How many of these assholes do I gotta kill?
And I thought the stories about this city were exaggerated.
cost of living in some states is up to 35, minimum wage is 8. You have to be getting $35 an hour to be able to live,
Die with some honor.
or at least get like 16 and have a.
You better enjoy. Oh, son of a bitch! Damn it! We're supposed to be winning.
Yeah. Fuck you, no blocking.
Holy shit! 絶対こっちに来るな! You'll fall like that. Die, you. This is where you die. I've been waiting. 絶対こっちに来るな! You'll fall like that. Bow before the Ronin.
Up. I'm going to set that for left.
This 絶対こっちに来るな!
Because if he's gonna keep throwing me, I'm gonna.
You'll fall like that. I've been waiting for a real fight.
Oh.
How many of you do I have to kill? I hope you put up a fight. Bow before the Ronin.
I'm slowly whittling away.
How many of you do I have to kill?
So like if he's gonna keep throwing me, I'm just gonna keep doing this.
I've been waiting for a real fight.
I'm only fighting as honor. Hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey.
Whoa! No one interrupts me eating clear soup! Damn you! Alright, who's next? See what you think of my mom. No one kills a Ronin and lives to tell about it. I hope hope you put up a fight. Bow before the rope. This is where you die. This is where you die.
Get up and fight. Okay, I want you. I'll cut your limb from limb.
No one makes no warning but Junichi. They die with honor. Fuck! We won't fail Junichi like we did already. Go like that! Ow! We'll meet again.
I swear.
Is everything okay, Father?
Ooh, invisible candle.
He's dead, Shogo. Junichi is dead.
Oh, there it
And
is.
all I'm left with is you.
Is that so bad?
It's worse than you could ever imagine.
Father,
Leave me in peace, Shogo.
I'll make you proud, Father. I'll finish what Junichi started. I'll kill Gad. I'll...
Do whatever you want, Shogo. Just do it away from me.
Okay. I didn't really notice this in the first playthrough, but it might be that, well, like, while Junichi might have been...
You look like a person of no small ambition.
Okay. How do I explain this? Okay. There's this whole thing with, like, lineage and all that, to where it's like there's legitimate sons, they're heirs, and illegitimate sons that can be heirs. But it's a whole thing of, okay. It was a whole thing of Junichi was his real son, like legitimate son and all that. Legitimate heir. And where Shogo is his illegitimate son. So Shogo was sent to America with his mother, and she's the one who taught him Japanese, but he was mainly English. That's why he uses Watashi. Where Junichi was his real son and everything. That's why he uses, like, he predominantly speaks Japanese. He was born and raised in Japan and all that.
So,
And he was helping out his brother in America by being helping him run the organization in America and all that. And now, his real son that wasn't at this point, that was like, made him proud and everything, is dead. And all he's left with is his illegitimate son. I'm chewing gum, talking, and gaming all at the same time.
So the bastard's dead?
I cut him up myself.
Okay, that is...
Hello? How can I help you? Excuse me. You can't go that way. Hello, security?
How you doing?
She's dead. You really gotta ask.
I'm sorry, guys, but I'm gonna have to ask you to return to the waiting room.
Funeral?
Whitest
We're waiting
Ronin
for
I
you.
ever seen.
Cut it.
How long till you're back?
Doc said I should be up and murdering in a couple of days. Well, you know, he didn't say murdering, but you get the idea.
Time to leave.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, I hate this mission.
Our time is now!
Hiding in a hut?
Motherfucker's gonna quit wasting my time.
Stupid button's not working. When'd you learn to shoot straight?
I learned from the best.
Kill the invalid when you throw a spy. Get out of here. You'll be with your woman soon, Dad.
Well, this isn't going well, is it? The drip doesn't do a whole lot for bullet wounds. You know, you could have brought flowers instead of a gang of people trying to kill me.
Nah, flowers aren't nearly as fun.
Hospital won't save you.
Yeah, this is the most fun I've had in years.
You really need to get out more.
You done already? I was just getting warmed up.
Time to die.
The Ronin will hunt you down.
Thanks for giving me a hand shooting these assholes.
Shut up.
It's annoying because it's like this thing cannot corner worth a damn.
Stillwater belongs to the Saints!
Stupid button's not working.
Now,
this isn't going well, is it? The drip doesn't do a whole lot for bullet wounds. Stupid button's not working. This isn't going well, is it?
About getting caught with this girl. It's about time you.
I'm God, this thing's a bitch to push. How much hospital food you been eating?
That's not funny.
Let's take our city back!
Whoa, that's bad.
There's a chopper on the roof. It's our best chance out of here.
Bring it on! This is starting to look bad for us.
The drip doesn't do a whole lot for bullet wounds.
Come on, boys!
Belongs to me.
Stupid button's not working.
Thanks for giving me a hand shooting these assholes.
Shut up.
I want
Well, this isn't going well, is it? The drip doesn't do a whole lot for bullet wounds.
Kill something!
Stupid button's not working.
Yeah, this is the most fun I've had in years.
You really need to get out more. You even know how to fly this thing? Still want to be here?
Sorry, it took a sec to remember how I put the controls on these.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Rakuji. Shall we get down to business?
奴のことなるとでもいい。
You should care because I represent a multi-billion-dollar corporation that employs your son. Now can we sit down? With the recent change in management, I figured it would be a good idea to touch base. We at Old Tor understand that when working with the Ronin, there's bound to be some collateral damage. However, turning a hospital into a charnel house is something that even I can't spin. You need to keep your men under control.
My English must not be as good as I thought it was. It sounded like you were giving me an order.
You're quite astute, Mr. Akuji.
I'm not a 20-something who is impressed by a power tie, Mr. Vogel. I suggest you stop trying to bully me.
Mr. Akuji, your son and I negotiated a very reasonable contract.
My son's an idiot, Mr. Vogel. If you wish for the Ronin's protection, you had best be prepared to offer us something much more substantial.
That's not going to happen.
Then our business is concluded.
Mr. Akuji, I can't possibly stress how unwise this could...
Be silent. You can show yourself out now.
Well, I guess that's that. Best of luck, gentlemen.
When dealing with somebody in that position, if they're like, it sounds like you were giving me an order, it's like, I meant no disrespect. It's just attempting to give you a fair point of advice that it would be in your best interest that in the event we continue our agreed mutually beneficial situation, that you make sure your men do not go about doing these improper, unthought damage to properties, especially one hosting so many lives.
This is a hell of a place you got here. I mean, it's a good thing I had my tetanus shot, but beyond that, it's, cozy.
Do I know you?
Name's Dane Vogel, who works for Altor. I remember he swung by the church and offered Dex a job a while back.
You're shitting me.
Who's Dex? Dex was a man who had higher aspirations than being a thug. You can't blame him for moving on up.
He was a fucking sellout.
You call him a sellout, I call him a millionaire.
What do you want?
I want to help you.
If I need any Altor Unlimited sunglasses, I'll steal them.
So you're familiar with our products?
Fuck off, Vogel.
Do you want our help or not?
Maybe.
Yeah, no.
Well, this is a well-oiled machine.
What do you got?
We've recently severed our ties with the Ronin.
Oh, you're breaking my heart.
I know where the Yakujis lay their heads. I doubt any of your lieutenants have that information.
I don't know. Sean just fucked a lot of guys.
Gad's talking sense.
How do we know it's not a trap?
That part's easy. I'll wait for you here. If you don't make it back, one of your boys can take me out.
Yo, why don't we just cut the waiting part?
I think the waiting part is very important.
Gat, you're with me. Pierce, you're babysitting Vogel.
You sure you don't want me to take out this asshole now?
Save the bullet for Akuji.
It's right there, might as well. I was about to just hop in the helicopter.
I miss this in jail. God, I'm looking forward to taking those assholes apart.
Johnny, when we get to that hotel, we're killing every motherfucker in there.
Good.
I don't know why this time around it's on the glitchy side.
You're a cancer on America's road. I love this shit. I love the employee discount.
Gat buddy. There we go. And that's happened a couple times when I was doing the Snats missions.
I'm thinking we should try and
Stillwater belongs to us. Why do you even bother trying?
Take me out on my own, let alone when I've got my gang. Don't expect me to go either.
Why do I get the feeling that this is... Like, I haven't noticed it before, but it's like... I understand we're in America, but why do I feel like saying that it hasn't... Like...
Make them bleed!
Like, it isn't supposed to be this tall. Or, well, the floor... Like, the ceilings aren't meant to be this high. Like when you see Americans that are like, you know, they're 6 foot or so. Oh, sorry. Like 5, 6 foot. Like, you see them walking around in Japan and you, like, you see the difference. And to be fair, I think, like, some of the problem is, like, in how they eat. Like, I'm not saying it in a, like, oh, they should eat food. I'm saying, like, in the, like, the normal diet of, like, a lot of the, well, Oriental, like, a main staple is the grain rice. And the whole thing of rice is that it's filling, but from a nutritional standpoint, there isn't that much nutrition. It's almost up there with, like, on a list of filling, but non-nutritional, like, foods, it's up there with lettuce. Like, I think cabbage has a bit more nutrition. That's why they have, like, cabbage, spring rolls. Like, nowadays, like, the term egg roll is just the shape. It isn't really the, exactly how it's made, per se. Like, a lot of a lot of them are made with, rice paper nowadays. Like, they're made with rice papers, but they're still called, spring rolls, not egg rolls or something like that. It's connotations, yada yada. But it, like, in a term, like, in terms of, nutrition and all that, they're filling and vaguely nutritious, because they've got meat, vegetables in them. But, like, because,
oh, they've been gone a long time. Maybe I should...
You really shouldn't.
It's all right, Pierce.
He led us right to him.
Get out of here, Vogel.
You've been a gracious host.
How come he went to the Ronin and not us?
You were in a coma and we couldn't find Julius. Timing is everything.
I had no idea how far my shame could extend.
Don't worry, Father. I'll fix this.
No, you won't, Shogo. You'll continue to disappoint me.
But yeah, it's like rice is filling but not nutritious. So I feel like saying that, like, a lot of Japanese people are kind of malnourished. Like, they get enough nutrition, per se, to keep themselves alive and everything. But from a nutrition standpoint, to where they could hit 6'4", 6 some shit. Like, genetics can only get you so far, and it's like, if you're going off of, like, the whole point of, like, it's a whole thing of, if each, generation, there's more people, but less room and less food. Like, there's going to be a little bit of a whole thing to where certain genes will shut off, so that it's like, smaller the body, the less food and is required, the less energy is used, so, like, and all that. Like, honestly, from a nutritional healthy standpoint, the sumos, like the sumo wrestlers, are the most physically, like, fit, per se. Like, if you're not a bodybuilder and you're not a sumo, from a, like, nutritional standpoint, you're slightly malnourished, because the thing is that in Japan, there's apparently a tax on, like, fat people. I think that's mainly because they are, like, between space,
That little tramp An'll get hurt.
like, spaces for living and such. What the fuck? Where the fuck did he come from? That is a pilot. Did he register that he was flying the plane, this helicopter, and when I landed and hopped out and yada yada, he suddenly, thought he was suddenly there?
Eternal rest granted to her, O Lord. May perpetual light shine on her. May her soul and the souls of all the faithful departed rest in peace.
You two have humiliated my family for the last time!
Leave, little boy.
Look at me when I'm talking to you!
Fuck off, Akuji. I'm not killing anyone at Ishi's funeral. Tonight, tomorrow, you name a time and I will gladly fuck you up. But not now.
How noble. Nobility is sorely overrated.
The Akuji's got exactly what he's
You better hope you die before I get through. You're already
so glad that I did those side missions that allowed me to get health that goes zippity zoom. Motherfucker, Gat.
I'll make it quick. You won't stop us! You're gonna rock your world!
I gotta say, this is the most disrespectful thing. Like, you do not fuck up headstones. Fuck it. God damn you, Gat.
I can't train if I'm still in my prime.
That was fucking beautiful.
Make them bleed.
Please, no one.
What could be happening?
Just give up and.
Whoa! I hate this country! I'm so come you think you can shoot me?
Okay, now that's just unfair.
I'm too old! Please! I knew moving here was a bad idea.
Oh, come on.
We'll tear you apart.
Don't worry about getting caught by you. I know what I'm doing.
Oh, what is that shit? I got ran over and blitzed into the car.
What? I'm not playing hero.
How did I even get here?
They think they can suspend my...
Okay, this
So
is...
exciting
Leave
for
no one
my
alive.
blood.
You're gonna be sorry you ever crossed the Ronin.
You gotta work as a tank.
Now you will see why Ronin.
You know what?
Kazuo's gonna be pissed.
Dangerous. Time to shoot it down.
Haha. He got blitzed into shit. Serves him right.
Where are you taking me? Let me go!
Get up. Get up. Get up.
Please, stop.
Not so fun when you're fighting someone who isn't tied to a chair, is it?
I didn't kill her!
You ordered it.
I'm sorry.
Well, that brings her back, doesn't it? You couldn't even let her have a burial, you fucking piece of shit.
No, please. No! Kill me! But don't do this! Just kill me, damn it! Don't do this!
Alright. Fun fact, kids. As long as you do not scream your head off, there is just enough oxygen in a casket to last you about 6 hours. And that is a casket because it has a hinged lid. A coffin has no hinges. The lid fully moves off.
My name is Mary, not Martha, you asshole.
You should have seen the look on the face of my 4-year-old when I told her.
I wish they would just come house up like that.
Let's see. There should be one more Ronin mission. There it is. That's a lot if I...
To be 50 years younger.
Oh, to take it.
Sorry, it's like, as always, I say that while doing traversal because there is no fast travel or whatever, that these times are for just general talking. Like, it's just until I get to the next mission. Like, this is gonna be another hour-long one. Well, a little over an hour. But for the most part, it's like, it's because I'm doing just all the missions. It's because, like, I finally got situated to where it's like, you know, do 2-3 episodes. Oh, yeah, that's right. This one, I am going up to the roof. Because it's quicker just to buy this grip, which I will eventually have to, like, do anyhow. And because I mess it up, I can then go... Because it's far quicker just to do this than to do all the hullabaloo of 15 different turns. A few different on and off ramps. And a bunch of that BS. When I can just hop in a copter and fly on over. Although it does seem like I know they gotta have a wee bit of realism, but honestly, it would be so much quicker in a copter because it's like you're tilting, like you're quite literally falling. Wow, I thought my 2 stories. Where am I now? Motherfucker.
When we're done, you're gonna wish you died on that boat.
How the fuck did he know I had gotten here on a boat?
People make fun of me. I want to see broken bones.
Thanks for the wheels.
That's all.
Ah!
This is some bullshit.
You ever been with a suit?
You can fall 35 feet, only break a limb. What's this bullshit of falling? Not even 20. And I fucking died. I fell on both legs, man.
Madam can't hold on to those girls because she's not... Ugh.
Fucker's still screaming.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Shago's dead by now.
I can dream, right?
I bumped into an old buddy of yours who was looking for you.
Who is it?
You can see for yourself in a few minutes.
You brought him here?
How do you know this arsehole isn't trying to kill me?
Please, I would never kill my favorite assassin.
Mr. Wong. This guy used to have me running around killing guys in hot dog suits.
I'm quite pleased to hear about your survival. I'm here to give you my thanks for killing Kazuo Akuji's son.
You know Akuji?
Akuji and I have a long history. I have also had several unpleasant dealings with his son.
What did Shogo do?
When he was younger, he killed Mr. Wong's dog.
You're fucking kidding me.
I do not joke about Sadie.
If you guys got some time, we can...
Is that?
Were you followed?
Shit, I don't know.
You was fucking followed.
You aren't gonna believe this.
Bunch of Ronin goons are coming this way?
Well, yeah.
You ready for this, Wong?
I have not killed a man in quite some time.
For the glory of the Ronin! They're everywhere!
The Saints are here to stay!
You thought you could kill Shogo and get away with it? You're not gonna live.
Oh, I could do this all day.
No one makes the Ronin but Junichi. Let's go, guys. You will all die here.
This is starting to look bad.
Tell me I don't belong in this game.
This will be your tomb. Looks like I'm serious. Now, we'll meet again.
Ooh.
I think these guys would learn to run.
I'll kill you!
You know what happened to the last but you shot me? Your bed.
I can see why you're the boss around here. So that's what it feels like.
You ain't got a chance.
Fuck them up.
Aim for the head. Ah, no. Ah, Kakuji-san. Unfortunately, there is no honor in this battle. Will all die.
Put the gun away. You're in deep shit. This is designer. This is how they're gonna have fun.
Unhand me!
You okay?
I'm fine, but Akuji won't stop here.
I know. We gotta lock our shit down. When the Ronin come back at us, I want to be ready.
Yeah, it's a whole thing between the ooh. Yeah, it's a whole thing between the Chinese triad and the Japanese Yakuza.
Take back the road. Word. Ah.
It's just funny how he falls.
Pyramid is powered by blood drained out of hobos who get arrested for vagrancy.
Do they not have any signs in this bitch? I quite literally have no idea how the hell I got it. Wonder if I...
The hell? Watch it, I got trick knee. This is completely over.
Wonder if he'll teleport me just to a hospital. I really don't want to have to bother. I gave them so much warmth. Sure, I have mentally scarred them for the rest of their lives, but by all means. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. Have a good one. See you in the next one. And goodbye.